So 2nd of March 2024 was the last time I rode this bike, and I remember I got a flat. So I've just pulled the tube out, but I fixed it probably on the 3rd of March 2024. Now I probably fixed it on the afternoon of the 2nd of March 24 when I needed to wash it. But I couldn't remember that because it's been sitting for such a long time. The tyre was flat. So I've pulled the tube out thinking I needed to fix that flat from the last time I rode it, and I already fixed it. So now I've just got to put it back together again. So years ago, I would have put what we call baby powder, talcum powder, inside the rim so that the tube would find its happy place easily. It can slip, the rubber isn't grippy, it sort of slips on the powder. And I see other people do that, but I've stopped doing that. It's not, in my opinion, not the right thing to do, because when you've got the rim lock tightened on a wheel, it's only locking the tyre onto the rim. It has no way of holding the tube. So the tube will migrate round inside the tyre and tear the valve off. So you don't want the tube to be slippery inside. You actually want it to get the tube, the rubberness of the tube, to get grip on the inside of the tyre, so that when you run, say, a low pressure to get more grip, the tube won't try and migrate round inside. I put a lever inside, pulling the tyre off the rim on the opposite side, so that when you pull up on this side, you've got a big cavity in here to get your hands in, to get the valve into the hole on the rim. Because normally when you pull up on this side, the tyre on the other side comes up and then blocks the hole. But if you've got the tyre lever in holding the tyre over the rim on the other edge, you can pull on this side of the tyre and create a big space to get the valve in. I'm not the greatest ever tyre changer, but it works for me. 3 hours later. Another thing that I do is I do the rim lock last. A lot of people will do the rim lock first, but if you do the rim lock first and you work even way around the wheel, then the rim lock's on the opposite side of where you're trying to finish. So it's holding the tyre out from that, getting into the V of the rim. So then it means it's tighter on the opposite side to the rim lock. And also, you've got the option to push the rim lock up, which holds the tube out of the way, and then there's less chance that you're going to get the tyre lever pinch the tube on that last bit, which is normally always the hardest, because you've had the rim lock pushed out, holding the tube away from your tyre lever, pinchy tyre levers. And then finally, some people run their locking nut up against the dust cap. I don't really ever know of anyone that's had a dust cap vibrate loose, so I don't think it really needs a locking nut. But more importantly, if the locking nut's down against the rim, there's less chance of the tyre tube to slip inside. The locking nut will hold the valve, although the valve's not meant to be a locking component to the tube. It will act as some level of hold in the rim and the tyre. So we're at the Mount Kembla motocross track, which is run by the Wollongong Motorcycle Club. And this weekend is the Anthony Gunter Memorial event. So they've got VMX classes and vets over 35s. So I've entered in those two categories. Most of the day is for the kids because they got 50cc class and then 65 and 85. So it's like kind of a bit how all my racing career started, is coming to this track and others, and being a kid taking part myself. So I was fixing my tyre yesterday, or putting a new tube in, I should say. I actually have another whole wheel because the CR500 comes standard with an 18-inch rear, and I've actually got a whole wheel built up with a 19, so you've got more tyre options. But I actually much prefer the 18-inch because of the cushioning of the tyre, because it's got a bigger sidewall. That cushioning of the tyre makes the suspension feel a lot better. So these bikes aren't particularly known for being good, nice handling bikes. They're only really got good power. So having that bit of extra cushion in the tyre makes a big difference. So this is a 95 CR500, but I've dressed it up as a 1992, the same as Jean-Michel Bayle would have rode at the 1992 US Grand Prix in the 500 class. I have the DEP exhaust because I feel that gives good bottom end. I have modified and put a reed spacer in. It adds 10 mil to the inlet track. So the 1987 engine had a 10 mil longer inlet track. So I've added 10 mil to this. That reduces the space. But I've put the PWM key and carburetor on it, which is a narrower carburetor. So the bit that I've lost because of the reed spacer, I've recovered by the carburetor being narrower. Everything else, engine-wise and everything, is standard. I've revalved the suspension. I've got A-kit 49mm Showa forks, just to sort of more aesthetically pleasing. They don't work any better particularly than other forks that I've had on it, but they just look better and match the style that I'm going for. Steel or soft blow hammer? Yeah, I mean, there might have been the odd puddle, but nothing serious.
So it's just slippery, isn't it? And you come through one bit, then all of a sudden it's like there's dust,
Full bog,
and then it's full bog.
yeah.
Right.
And you're like, is that a rut or is that a hole?
Is there ruts anywhere yet?
Oh yeah,
There's a few ruts building in there.
there's a couple coming.
That looks bigger up, really.
So I got a really crappy start. I just sort of spun on the concrete start grid, and then once I got onto the dirt, it wasn't so bad, but I was already lost so much space just getting off the start line. So the first corner and the start was very bad, and then I kind of started getting a bit further forward through past a couple of people, and then somewhere in the race I got a flat tyre, so I was sort of struggling to finish the last lap with any sort of speed because the rear felt really like loose and uncomfortable. I knew I had a flat, I could feel it was all like wobbly and out of control in the rear, so I just sort of brought it home. I need to get a better start. I think if the track conditions dry out a bit, I might be closer to the other guys on the track that were in front of me. But I need to get a better start, so at least then I'm in the race with them from the beginning. I haven't got time to change the tube in the rear, so I've just got the 125 out. I had my CR125 1995 model in the van because there's a two-stroke cup tomorrow and there's a category for just for 125s. So that's why I have this. And as there wasn't time to put a new tube in the rear of the 500, I just took this out. So I actually got a better start on this than I did on that because it wasn't spinning. But yeah, race went all right, ended up second. So not much else to say, really. That inner tube's the wrong size. I think that's like a 100, 110, where this one's like a 130. I think. Yeah, I think it's bigger. So weekend roundup, on Saturday I rode two classes, the vets over 35s and the period 20 all powers. So that means anything 20 years old is eligible. So obviously being 25, anything from 2005 is eligible, and next year in 26, anything up to 2006 is eligible. In doing that, I won the Anthony Gunter Memorial race. Anthony was an Australian motocross champion, and then went into engine tuning. He would have tuned my KX80 back in like 1994 or 95, that sort of period, and my brother's KX250, things like that. Unfortunately, he died this year. I wasn't home to attend the funeral, so I thought it was quite fitting that I was at the event to attend the Anthony Gunter Memorial Race, and feel quite proud to have won that race. And then on Sunday, I was in the Veterans over 35s again. And also the 125. So the 125 class, I came first, and in the vets, I got second. So that was the overall positions. So that brings us up to date on results. At the moment, I'm doing a little bit of post-weekend maintenance. And one of the things you need to do with a two-stroke pipe, if you've got the raw finish, is keep it clean. You can either do the physically intense option of scrubbing it with like steel wool or a Scotch-Brite or something like that, or you can take the Easy Man's route and get like a rust remover product. There's loads of different brands and things, so I won't go into it, but basically it's a raw metal finish. So if you don't treat it with something, it'll just go rusty really quickly. Another thing that's really important with a two-stroke is to keep the sound good and keep the performance good. The obvious thing is to keep the silencer packed well and correctly. But another thing that I think is commonly overlooked is how well it's sealed. So having it sealed on the cylinder perfectly, and also where the front pipe meets the stinger or silencer, having that sealed. And I use 3-bond products. There are other silicon-based products you can use, but in this case, the black works better. I think most people have confidence in the white, but in this particular instance, the black is working better. I think it's because I've thrown the box away, so I can't read the specs, but I think the black works better in the heat. So I use the black and just put the sealer around those unions where the front pipe meets the cylinder. There is actually a genuine seal there, and all exhausts have a seal. But I think even when they do have that seal, adding a sealant to help it stay perfectly bonded is a good option.